Hi, I'm ChiChai. I am a multidisciplinary artist from the Bay, and shit's been rough. My main practices are murals, fashion design. I also dabble in illustrations and mixed media. I became a full-time artist in August 2022, so over 2 years now. And ever since then, it's been a series of ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And to be honest, right now is actually, I'm in one of the downs. I decided to get onto this platform to remind myself of the ups, how far I've come, remember what got me here, and share the journey for other folks seeking to take the leap of embarking on this full-time artist journey, or for other folks who are on a bit of a struggle bus as well. I just want to show that, you know, I already took the risk, so I'm gonna keep on believing even in this current down. I hope that this video and hopefully other videos after this will be part of your journey too, whether you're also creative, whatever endeavors you're diving into. So let's get to work and I'll do some more storytelling. I started these two paintings while live painting for a block party in downtown San Francisco, and it was actually on my birthday. I wanted to actually turn these two paintings into a series. For this video, I'm going to work on these while we do some storytelling. This is being shot under a table right now. But for context, me and my studio mate V had just moved in a couple months ago, so I'm still trying to figure out the flow. I figured out the flow for sewing, but not yet painting, hence a little awkward corner. I worked for a handful of nonprofits all over San Francisco, either as program support or as a teaching artist, primarily for different after-school programs. I was doing all of that while balancing my own practice. The dream has always been to be a full-time artist. What that means exactly, I think it has always been evolving even before I took the leap, and it still is. What was for sure was that I was reaching a point in which my own practice no longer fit into the little time gaps I made between my multiple jobs. The signs were pointing that my art could support me, especially because there were certain times when I actually had to turn down opportunities because it didn't work with my regular work schedule. Within 4 years, I went from juggling 3 jobs down to 1. Before I talk about the very last one, I wanted to share that every time I left one job, I had a certain amount of savings in mind, like, okay, I am ready to let go of this job when I have X amount of savings, because I know that will help take care of the deficit if my art isn't picking up for the next few months. When it came to the last job, again, this is summer 2022, and I really realized that it was time. It was time to take the leap. Even though I was down to just one job, one part-time job in 2022, I was teaching fashion design at a after-school program offered for public high school students in San Francisco. I realized that my practice required more time and more attention than I could give while continuing to teach still. I loved my students, I loved my job, I loved being able to help youth grow in their creativity, provide them guidance and tools to find their voice through art, through fashion design. Even when I announced that I was going to leave, one of my former summer school students, he was like, "Yo, ChiChai, I heard you made everyone hella sad." And I was like, I'm hella sad. Jeez. But the thing is, once I opened that door, more opportunities poured in. Shortly after quitting, I got invited to have my first ever solo show. It was at 4 Barrel Coffee in the Mission. The next month, I was asked to paint a mural for the association Unceded Ohlone, and this was my largest mural yet. There were various size projects in line for me, from teaching art classes to seniors in Soma, Pilipinas, to being part of a fashion show, to workshops. I even got asked to have another solo show, this time at a art institution. This one is Somart in Soma. It felt like I was on everyone's radar, you know, being able to pick up work here and there, until I wasn't. I then began having my first big lull in this freelancing entrepreneurship of full-time artist life. All right, it's a new day. That corner was not cutting it. I did get like sucked into a painting, but it wasn't comfortable, so we're gonna pivot. I think the last thing I was talking about was how in my first year of becoming a full-time artist, I reached a slump. The biggest lesson that I learned that year, as well as continuing on, is we gotta pivot. All right, so I'm gonna talk while changing up this corner so that I can set up what I was painting yesterday. So what I mean about reaching that slump was that I wasn't getting booked for any large-scale projects, nor was I landing any applications. I think in the spring to summer of 2023, I got rejected from maybe at least 2 or 3 dozen applications. The theme for 2023 for me was being humbled. I was trying to frame it in that sense. I remember having hella doubts as to whether taking that leap was the right decision, especially because financially things were getting tight. Luckily, I have a very, very supportive partner, and he was like, yo, you haven't even completed a full year yet, like just push through, the right things are going to come. And the way I pushed through was by taking on some smaller commissions. Didn't feel aligned with these projects. I am very, very grateful for them because I was able to still pay my bills, pay for the studio I was at the time. I was able to make it through, but very slimly. Like, I had to tell homies straight up, like, hey, if we're gonna hang out, like, I can't spend money. So also shout out to my best friends who would like pay for my meals when we would hang out, or would come over instead because they knew it was hard. So even though I wanted my full-time artist life to look like working on projects that I want to work on, it didn't look like that. Instead, I was sewing for a range of clients, from wedding clients all the way to my friend's puppet show. The puppet show was my favorite though. Working on like really, really bizarre garments and things that I wouldn't have normally. So very grateful for that time. It was fucking hard. It was, hitting my self-esteem. I started having doubts and imposter syndrome, but I am grateful for the fact that there were people that believed in my work to support me until I landed those projects that I really wanted to do. I continue to apply to who knows how many things at this point. And July 2023, the slump ended. I landed my first festival gig. I got 2 live paints at Soul Blue Festival. And you know what happened after that? August, I found out that I got the biggest mural of my career. To this day, it's still my largest mural. And next thing you know, I felt like I was back on people's radar again. I was booked for murals as well as some workshop series all the way until July of this year. And now it is November 2024. And like I said, I'm back in that slump, but yes, I'm hella sad. Yes, I've been getting hella sad. Yes, the imposter syndrome is coming back. However, do I feel more equipped in knowing how to pivot, to figure out what works for me and how to push through? Sometimes no, but I definitely am. One of the large parts as to why I'm still believing myself that I can do this is because I am being able to lean on my community. I actually have open studios here. I think I mentioned me and my studio mate VCaps. It is our new studio here. That's why things are still kind of weird. We're hosting our first open studios to invite our community in and thank them for making this space possible. Having folks believe in my work and asking for help when I need it has been the #1 reason why I know I still need to push through. The second reason is when things were good. So like I said, I was booked from July of 2023 all the way to July of this year for a pretty large scale project. I was able to save a good amount in case that other slump comes back. In case I won't have that consistent work coming. I've become more equipped to the pivot. It is nowhere near easy. I am still questioning what the hell am I doing? But I know that I have the right tools and the right support system to push through. And with that being said, I'm just gonna finish off this painting.